It is week 3 of high school football action, and we are in full swing. We have highlights of tonight's action coming up. But not only do we have football highlights, we also have several soccer games, a couple of cross-country meets, plus volleyball, golf, and tennis to bring you. It is all coming up on tonight's Scoreboard Show.
Presentation of Scoreboard Show. Smoky Hills Public Television is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Rural Telephone and Nextech, providing the region with telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions. Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
Dove Chevrolet Buick Cadillac, providing sales, service, and genuine GM parts to the Golden Belt since 1957. Located at 4217 West 10th, right next to Brahms in Great Bend. Come see us.
Welcome to week 3 of the Scoreboard Show. I'm your host, Troy Waymaster. Tonight, I'll be bringing you highlights from the finals of the McPherson Soccer Tournament and a whole lot more. And Casey returns this week to bring you football action from tonight. Before we get to all that, let's get started by taking a look at some of those scores from tonight's action. That is not all the scores from tonight. We'll have more coming up later in the show. You can also go online to scoreboardshow.tv to see those scores. We're still waiting on some more to come in tonight, so if you do not see your team's score, give us a call with it at 1-800-337-4788, extension 141. Now let's get the highlights rolling. We mentioned last week that we would be bringing you highlights of the finals of the McPherson Soccer Tournament this week. So let's kick off this week with those highlights. We will start with the 3rd and 4th place matchup, which we saw TMP doing battle with Salina South. The Salina South Cougars made TMP goalie Colin Lawson stay on his toes as they took shots on the goal. With 22:05 to go in the first half, though, Salina's Anthony Lopez dishes it off to Trenton Keller with a sliding header into the goal to light up the scoreboard. TMP tries their hand at a score off a throw-in, but it is too high. With a little over 28 minutes to go in the contest, the Cougars take a shot, but is deflected by the TMP goalie. However, Trenton Keller is right there to put it in and to put it up Salina South 2-0. Salina was not done there as 10 minutes went by. Logan Manavong found an opening, and he put it in for another South goal. The final goal of the contest came with 10:23 remaining in the contest. Salina South's Jose Escobedo broke loose and headed straight to put it in for another goal. Salina South gets the win 4-0 and takes third place. Now moving to the championship game. It was the host team McPherson Bullpups taking on the Hayes High Indians. These two teams met a little over a week prior to this contest, with McPherson getting the win in Hayes. As you can see, McPherson came out rearing to go as Nick Torres gets the goal with less than 3 minutes into the contest. Then 17:45 into the contest, they were back at it again as Cole Kreitzik puts it in off an assist by Dylan Blosser. 4 minutes later, it was Dylan Babcock's turn to find the gap and put it in with the assist to Ryan Horton. McPherson is now up 3-0 at the half. In the second half, with 13:02 to play in the contest, McPherson's Nick Torres decides to increase the lead by a little bit more as he gets the pass from Ryan Horton and puts it in for the goal. Hayes High decides to go on a mission as to not to be shut out during the game, so with 2:40 to play in the contest, Sean Herman breaks loose and lures the goalie out and knocks it in to get the Indians on the board. However, it would not be enough as McPherson wins their 8th annual soccer invitation 4-1. Last Monday, the Hayes High Indians hosted a Western Athletic Conference soccer match against the Great Bend Panthers, who are ranked number 4 in Class 5A. With a strong wind at the Indians' back in the first period, the Indians tried to keep the offensive attack to their advantage. With just over 11 minutes in, the ball bounces away from the Panthers' goalkeeper, and Hayes High's Jordan Winholtz knocks it in for the first goal. Great Bend has a scoring opportunity with this corner kick, but the shot by Jose Mijares sails over the goal. This free kick by Panthers senior Alex Urias has a good curve, but is stopped by Indian goalie Joshua Johnson. Johnson makes another good stop by swatting away the ball off this corner kick. Now the Indians have a corner kick, and freshman Riley Zimmerman gets the ball into the net, making the score Hayes High 2, Great Bend 0. The Panthers had the win for this free kick that is pushed over the top of the crossbar by the Indians goalie. Great Bend junior Ivan Galindo keeps the ball in play and takes a shot at the goal, but Indian Joshua Johnson makes another stop. With just under 15 minutes left in the match, Hayes High's Lane Clark puts a header into the goal to give the Indians a 3-0 lead. With the clock running out of time, the Panthers pick up the intensity, and following this free kick, the ball gets away from the Hayes goalie, and Panthers senior Enrique Guyton puts the ball into the net for the Panthers' first score. As time expires, Great Bend's Jose Mijares takes one final shot that goes wide. Final score, Hayes 3, Great Bend 1. Onward to Liberal for a classic matchup between the Dodge City Red Demons and the Liberal Redskins. This game was contentious. Usually you see a team dominate early on, but the Demons and the Redskins were evenly matched. Whenever Liberal made a play for the goal, the Demons defense was there to stop it, and vice versa. Then finally, boom, Isaac Palma puts one in the net, and the scoreboard making the game 2-1. Both teams were energized. The second part of the first half saw a fierce comeback and forward, but no goals. The second half was intense. These two teams put it all on the line, resulting in more injuries than you might expect this early in the season, and a few more yellow cards too. But in the end, despite a few solid attempts by the home team, Dodge City managed to turn their 1-point lead into a victory. The Scoreboard show traveled to Grinnell and Greenfield last Saturday for the annual Gove County Classic Volleyball Tournament hosted by Wheatland High School. In Pool A action, the Weskin Coyotes were facing the Indians from St. Francis. Weskin came out strong in the first set and kept the lead throughout and went on to get a 25-16 win. In the second set, the Indians got some momentum and kept the score close, 16-16 and then 23-23. The Coyotes came back with the final two scores and the match victory of 25-23. Weskin moves on to the championship bracket. St. Francis then had to turn around and face the host Wheatland Grinnell Thunderhawks. Ranked 5th in last week's state volleyball poll, the Thunderhawks dominated the Indians and won the first set 25-17. In the next set, Wheatland Grinnell used some big hits and big serves to win the match with the same 25-17 score. The Thunderhawks advanced the top 4 teams in bracket play. Now we travel to Grinnell Middle School for some Pool B action. It was the end of the third set between the Stockton Tigers and the Decatur Community Red Devils. The Red Devils end the match strong with 3 straight serves and a win of 25-13. Decatur Community moves on to the championship. The Quinter Bulldogs face the Wallace County Wildcats in pool play. Quinter looks strong in the first set, but the Wildcats get the momentum and the win of 25-17. In the next set, Wallace County comes out with the lead, but Quinter works their way back to even the score. Both teams trade points, and the Bulldogs pull out the 25-23 win, which forces a third set. The third set was close throughout, but the Bulldogs get the win with a 25-21 match victory. Quinter moves on to the championship bracket. We now go back to Wheatland High School and catch up with the match between St. Francis and the Trigo Community Eagles. Trigo takes the advantage in the first set by winning with a 25-12 score. The next set was closer as the Indians from St. Francis got the score to 20, but the Eagles from Trigo had 23. The Eagles go on to win the match 25-23. In championship play, Decatur Community wins the tournament with a victory over Quinter. Weskin takes third over Wheatland Grinnell in 3 sets. While Wallace County took 5th, Stockton was 6th. Trigo Community took 3 sets to take 7th place over St. Francis. For golf action this week, we travel to Southwest Kansas as Garden City High School hosted an 18-hole tournament on Monday. Buffalo Dunes Golf Course was the site with their par set at 72. We will start with the top 10 golfers of the meet. In 10th place, it was Kiara Ash of Syracuse, who shot a 93. 2 strokes under her, it was Maze's Lauren Coop with a 91. 8th place went to her teammate, Ashley Reiswick, with a 90 on the day. 6th place saw a tie with a score of 89 as Maze teammates Lizzie Hurley and Maddie Shear completed their rounds. Shooting an 87 on the day was Olivia Ortega from Holcomb, who took 5th. 4th place went to Kelsey Krutzer of Ulysses, who shot an 86. Coming in 5 strokes less, it was Taylor Antrinken of Maze, 3rd place. 1st and 2nd places went to the host team, Garden City, as Abby Campbell shot an 80, while her teammate, Abby Shaddix, shot a 78 for 1st place. In team action, it was the Hayes High team in 3rd with a 408. 2nd place was Garden City with their score of 365, and 1st place went to Maze, who had 5 golfers in the top 10 at the tournament, which earned them a score of 349. The Scoreboard show traveled to Phillipsburg on Tuesday for the Lady Panthers tennis squad. With the windy conditions, it was difficult for some of the players to keep the ball in the court. Former state champion Tawny Griffey of Norton continued her winning ways by going undefeated on the day and taking 1st in #1 singles. Her first match was against Danielle Time of Concordia, who finished 2-1 for the day and taking 2nd place. Phillipsburg's Erica Aiken finished in 3rd place. In #1 doubles, the Lady Panthers' Brooke Boynton and Caitlin Vogel took home 1st place honors with a 3-0 record. 2nd place went to Emily Trigg and Heather Letourneau of Concordia. Callan Rice and Diana Rodriguez of Scott City took 3rd. Followed by Raquel Green and Ashley Hildebrand of Norton. In #2 singles, Norton's Sierra Black went undefeated in her matches and took 1st place. Concordia's Amanda Lawrence finished in 2nd place, and 3rd place went to Amy Staple of Phillipsburg. Overall team totals had Norton taking 1st with 20 points. 2 points behind was the host Phillipsburg. Concordia finished in 3rd place, followed by Scott City. 21 teams participated in the Hayes High Invitational Cross Country Meet held at a new course at Hayes High on Thursday. The JV girls began the races with Garden City placing 6 runners out of the top 10. Claudia Castro was 1st at 17:13, followed by teammate Cecilia Alvarez at 17:19. Junction City's Danae Belmont was 3rd at 17:24. Renee Patterson of Norton took 4th, and Garden City had the next 3 runners. Jessica Bernaski, Ashley Smith, and Caitlin Smith, and Dodge City's Jenny Molina was 8th. Caitlin Frazier of Garden City 9th, and Mariah Rodriguez was 10th. Next was the boys JV's race. Dalton Skipton of Garden City took 1st at 18:32. Anthony Valenzuela of Great Bend was 2nd at 19:05. 1 second behind was Dodge City's Benito Carrillo at 19:06. Great Bend's Michael Sullivan was 4th. Matt Fluhoff of Dodge City took 5th. Blake Matthews of Hayes finished in 6th. Dodge City's Keaton Larson was 7th. Hayes High Dylan Schmidt took 8th. Christian Neve of Dodge City was 9th, and Drew Cady of Garden City finished in 10th place. Now for the girls varsity. 106 runners from Class 1A to 6A schools completed the course. Heather Reuter of TMP Marion was the overall winner with a time of 14:29. Garden City's Alexander Miller was first among the 5A, 6A schools at 14:41. Mady Neston of May South was second at 14:52. Garden City had the next two finishers, Kayla Dahl at 14:57 and Chelsea Jackson at 14:59. Liberals' Destiny Lucero was fifth, and Morgan Schaefer of May South took sixth. Nest City's Jessie Redbottom took second among the smaller schools at 15:13. Sierra Griffith of Norton took third, right behind was Andrea Brown of Colby. Final team scores had Garden City tied with May South, but the Lady Buffs took first with a better overall total time. Great Bend took third, Dodge City was fourth, Liberal in fifth, and Hayes High was sixth. 4A through 1A schools were led by Norton taking first, Nest City was second, TMP Marion finished in third. Colby fourth, followed by Oakley, Plainville, and Goodland. Now we complete the meet with the boys varsity. 105 runners finished the race. Dodge City's Oscar Camarena was first with a time of 16:28. Great Bend's Sean Chavez was second at 17:07. Derek Dries of Hayes High took third at 17:17, and Tristan Irish of Salina South took fourth at 17:20. Nest City's Dre Carsons was first among the 4A to 1A schools at 17:23, and Liberals' Angel Viveros was fifth. Jacob Thomas of Garden City came in sixth. Final team standings in 5A, 6A, with Dodge City taking first, Liberal in second, Hayes High took third, Garden City took fourth, and Great Bend finished in fifth place. For the 4A through 1A schools, Nest City took home the team title, Norton was second, Goodland in third, TMP Marion fourth, Colby fifth, Stockton in sixth, and Plainville finished in seventh place. Did you say you wanted more cross-country action? Of course you did. Let's go now to the Big Creek Golf Club in Waukegan for the Trigo Cross Country Invitational. First up, varsity girls. First place went to Taylor Tustin of Wheatland Grinnell with a time of 16:12. Second place went to Leslie Van Lonen of Hill City. Marley McKenna, representing Hoxie, was third, followed by Peyton Chaplin of Dighton. Lizzie Benoit of Palco was next, followed by Hoxie's Mady Niblock. In team rankings, Wheatland Grinnell took third place, Hoxie in second, and Hill City was number one. Now for the boys. Julaine Waller of Victoria crossed the finish line with a blazing 18:41. Close behind was Hill City's Shane Jones, and Ben Baird of Brewster. Next up was Isaac Dreiling of Victoria, followed by Tucker Kaufman of Russell. In team scores, Victoria took the gold, followed by Hill City and Wheatland Grinnell. Now, after logging 1,700 miles this week, we are now ready to head out for tonight's football action. On that note, Casey will be right in after this short message to bring you all that action.
Presentation of Scoreboard Show on Smoky Hills Public Television is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Exhibit Customs does cars and trucks, wheels, tires, truck accessories, audio, video, subs and amps. It's not just the products they offer, it's the service behind the products. Get it tough, get it loud, get it mean, get it downright bad. Exhibit Customs, you're an individual, prove it.
Cardinal T-shirts, providing direct-to-garment printing with no design or setup fees. No minimums required. Also offering embroidery services for hats, shirts, and jackets. Cardinal T-shirts, located at 821 North Main Street, Hoisington, inside Cardinal Pharmacy.
The cooler weather makes a hard hit sting a little more, but pain aside, these boys are having the time of their lives. Welcome to week 3 of Friday Night Football, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Casey McAvoy, and it takes 2 to tango. I'll lead, and highlights will follow right after this.
Football action on Scoreboard Show is brought to you in part by Simpson Farm Enterprises of Ransom, Hayes, Great Bend, and Beloit, your local spray coop and Apache dealer.
Hope Lions in a scratch off with the Chase Cats. Austin Pierce kickoff to Zach Kazar. Going up the right side, tackled by Tate Righty. The pitch to Cole Brady. Up the middle, and Trevor Hostetter on the tackle. Kazar in the shotgun. Finds Cole Brady at the pass, and Adam Atkins getting him out of bounds. Kazar finds Quade Van Avery. Adam Atkins again on the tackle. Brady going down the far side. Initial tackle by Trevor Hostetter, and a pack of Lions Kazar tosses left. Brady with the carry, tackled by Thomas Harold. The running back plays punter, and Brady with a nice high punt. And ladies and gentlemen, you can't ask for better placement than right there. Ensuing play, Adam Atkins tosses to Hofstetter, and the running back, who is a punter, also gets a tackle for the safety. That's Cole Brady. Homecoming royalty, King Cameron Staples and his queen, Jairus Reeder, needs King lessons in how to kiss your queen. John Griffith to Devin Gum, A.J. Moore on the tackle. Some play, Griffith to Gum, a host of horns on the tackle there. Right side this time, Gum says, get you some, touchdown, Trigo. And a 2-point toss to the King, Cameron Staples, homecoming king. Austin Fonan still, back to pass. And Jared Boger gets the horns in first and goal territory. Clayton Riedel on the coverage. Boger now gets the handoff and finishes the play he started for the Horns with the touchdown. Back to Trigo, Griffith to Staples. Far side, Dakota Coates on the tackle. Hodgman County takes this one 34-16. Coach Bo Black, who played football with Garden head coach Brian Hill at Emporia, giving the player a chat. Grayson Temple with the carry here and a 55-plus yard run for the Buffalo touchdown. Too quick, Temple, and going to the right side, down the sideline. Another Garden City touchdown. High snap, Matt Marshall gives to the right side, running, and finds Brock Ibarra. Touchdown, Panthers. Bryce Beck gives to Joshua Lopez. Where's the ball? And he's over before the ball comes out. Touchdown, Panthers. Temple in the shotgun, keeping it left. And he's in for another Garden City score. Faked a few points to gain a few more. Denton Keller, it's good. Marshall back to pass. And he's intercepted by Hunter Delgado. Running down into Great Bend territory. Lucas Westhoff finally brings him down. And Temple too tough to tackle. That is another Buffalo score. Garden City 45, Great Bend loses this one. Liberal Redskins visit son and father coaching duo, both formerly of Liberal, now at Hayes High. Albert to Hammond, touchdown Liberal. Delton gives it to David Cardinal, and he gets the Indian touchdown. Both teams started off 0-1. They're coming back to win in week 2. Now the WAC tiebreaker. It's up to who wins to find out who will be 2-1 and 1-2. Jake Sedbrook gets the ball down to the 10-yard line. And reverse side to Chance Pitcock. Easy in for the Indians. Delton gives the Cardinal. And some poor tackling by the Liberal Redskins. He's going to take this one to the house. After 55-plus yards, he takes advantage of that poor tackling with the touchdown. Back to Liberal, Christian Torres dodges a bullet there, and he's going to run down the sideline to 10. Oh, he's in the first and goal territory. Head coach for the Indians and Liberal native Ryan Cornelson. Cardinal battles his way in for another 6. Smoky Hill Public Television Scoreboard Show and the KCAC have teamed up together for the Game of the Week. This week's Game of the Week is Southwestern College at McPherson College. The Game of the Week kicks off at 7 p.m. on Saturday, and you can catch the action on our website, scoreboardshow.tv. Now, here's your Friday Night Football scores.
Presentation of Scoreboard Show at Smoky Hills Public Television is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant
from Rural Telephone and Nextech, providing the region with telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions. Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
Dove Chevrolet Buick Cadillac, providing sales, service, and genuine GM parts to the Golden Belt since 1957. Located at 4217 West 10th, right next to Brahms in Great Bend. Come see us.
We now wrap up week 3 and start heading out to bring you week 4 highlights. We do want to remind you that if you missed anything from this week's show or any of the previous week's programs, you can watch it again at our website, scoreboardshow.tv. When you're gearing up for your events next week, be sure to check us out on Twitter to find out where we're going to be during next week. Until next week, remember to put on your game face, make up a sign, or just do anything to get the attentions of our cameras, and we just might see you next week on the Scoreboard Show. For myself, Casey McAvoy, producer Michael Quaid, and everyone at Smoky Hills Public Television, have a good night.